What happens when a forbidden love sparks in the one place it should never exist, and someone discovers it? Inside a maximum security prison in the frozen plains of Wyoming, a correctional officer and an inmate crossed a line no one dared to imagine. It began with stolen looks, small gestures, and whispered conversations. And for a while, with cameras unplugged, their secret remained safe. Until one night, it didn't. Someone saw. And only weeks later, someone was dead. Was it payback? Blackmail gone wrong? Or love walked into violence? Prison walls are built to keep people locked in. But they couldn't hold this secret forever. And when the truth finally clawed its way out, it didn't just expose a hidden affair. It ripped open everything festering beneath the surface of Cold Hollow Correctional Facility. This is the story of a scandal buried in concrete and steel, of a murder they couldn't cover up, and of two men caught in a storm of desire, shame, and betrayal. High voltage, you won't believe how this ends. And before we dive deeper into this twisted tale, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to Hidden Truth so you never miss the stories they don't want you to know. High voltage. Cold Hollow Prison was nothing more than a slab of concrete in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by frozen wind and endless fences topped with razor wire. For most, it was punishment. For some, it was hell. For Caleb Monroe, it was simply routine. At 34, ex-military, clean-cut, rule follower, Caleb lived by order. He arrived on time, did his job quietly, and went home alone. That was his life. Predictable. Controlled. Until Eli Turner. Eli was 29, serving a 10-year sentence for manslaughter after a bar fight ended in tragedy. He wasn't a troublemaker. He wasn't loud. And with his quiet intensity and soft brown eyes, he didn't seem to belong in a place like Cold Hollow. At least, not in Caleb's eyes. At first, it was nothing. Passing nods. Brief glances. Silence. But one night, during Caleb's shift in D Block, the heating failed. Inmates shivered under thin blankets. Caleb walked past the cells, clipboard in hand, until he saw Eli, sitting up. Shoulders wrapped in a blanket, lips trembling. "You good?" Caleb asked softly. "Yeah, just cold," Eli replied. That should have been the end of it. Just another inmate on another night. But something in the way Eli said it, quiet, not complaining, stuck with Caleb. An hour later, Caleb returned. Without a word, he slipped an extra blanket through the bars and kept walking. From that night, something shifted. Caleb started giving Eli extra work in the admin wing, small cleanup duties, away from the chaos of general population. It gave them moments. Quiet. Unwatched. At first, harmless chatter. Weather. Life outside the walls. But words grew into stories. Stories into laughter. And laughter into something deeper. One night, their hands brushed. A spark. Brief. Silent. But unforgettable. Caleb knew the line. And he knew he was already crossing it. But something in Eli's presence kept pulling him closer. Eli wasn't manipulative. He didn't push. He just listened. Looked at Caleb like he was more than a uniform. And that was enough. Weeks passed. And then came the first night. Caleb unplugged the camera feed to Eli's cell at 2:18 a.m. He slipped inside. They didn't touch, not at first. They whispered like kids hiding under covers, voices low, hearts racing. The second time, there was a kiss. After that, it became routine. Carefully orchestrated visits. Cameras shut off. Nights stolen from the prison itself. They were careful. So careful. But nothing inside Cold Hollow remained hidden forever. Because someone was watching. And soon, their secret would fall into the wrong hands. Warning: and before we uncover how this hidden romance turned into blackmail, betrayal, and eventually murder, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Hidden Truth. The stories only get darker from here. Warning: